and welcome to High Greave FM. The date is Monday 14th of October, and today we have some visitors in our school. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
My name is Brian Twigg. I'm the Vice Chairman of the Friends Group.
And I'm Colin Shaw. I'm the Chairman of the Friends Group.
Where are you from?
We're from Brookside on Henningthorpe, which is just up the road here, about a mile. And we live opposite the Valley Park, which you may well have been into. And there are 8 of us, and we are known as the Friends of Valley Park. The idea being that we raise money from whatever source we can, from car boots to bring and buys, and our local councillors support us. And we put on events in the park for the likes of yourselves and your parents. We put on a big event during the summer, school holidays, where it was sports activities for the full 5 days. And we had about 70 people each day. All that we do is free. So you've got the day's activities with professional helpers, showing you how to partake of different kinds of sports: football, cricket, basketball, athletics. These were professionals from the Rotherham Borough Council, and it was all free in Henningthorpe Valley Park. Now, at the other venues around Rotherham, and there were several others, your parents would have had to pay for you, but we funded this out of our funds which we raise.
Why have you come to talk to us today?
Well, in this summer holidays, we did put on a full weeks of sports activities for all the children in the area, from the borough. And we were a little bit concerned that when we got the list from the Sports Council, there was no one with an address in East Henningthorpe and no one on that list from High Greave School. So I phoned the headmaster and asked him if I could come and have a word with him about that particular thing, and he said yes. He wasn't aware whether they'd had leaflets distributed or not, but the Sports Council have said that they've gone to every school in this area with leaflets, but we're not quite sure whether that happened or it didn't. So, and then your headmaster asked us if we'd come down the following week, which is today, and do some question and answers, which is why we're here.
What sort of work do Friends of Valley Park do?
Well, basically we raise money, as I've said, from whatever source we can, even if it means going around with begging bowls. We have a treasurer, and we have accounts produced at the year end at our annual general meeting. There are 8 members, and we put on several events through the year. The big one this year was the sports activities. We have another big one at Christmas, where we have a brass band come and play Christmas carols, and we all sing along. We provide refreshments. The Christmas one will have mulled wine for the parents, not the children. Mince pies, biscuits, tea, coffee, and soft drinks. And it's all free because we provide the funds to do this.
Everybody's welcome anyway, and if it's bad weather, we do have a marquee now that we bought from our funds. We also, in the past, when you say what do we do, as I say, we aim to get funding, and while we've got that funding, what we've done, we've been able to fence the bowling greens off. There's a new play area in there if you've been in it lately, the last 3 or 4 years. Multi-sports arena, 2 picnic tables. There's a heritage walk round the woods that we put in, and there's at least 8 benches in that wood as well, that people can sit and look.
And that heritage trail is available for wheelchair users. In fact, it was opened by the mayor of that year about 2 or 3 years ago, and I went round with a couple of people in electric wheelchairs just to prove that they could get round. And it's usually my job to take photographs, just so we've got a record of what we've done and what we're about to do, etc.
It was opened in June, actually, 2009, that heritage trail. And if you haven't been on it, it's worth a walk round. There's some information boards and that on your way around. It's a good walk. So get your parents interested and let them take you around.
It's a nice, easy walk. You start in the park and you go up into the woods, through the woods and back round and down back to the park. So it's a nice little walk. I think it's just about a mile in total, if you start at the official start point.
But going back over years, we've had all sorts of events. We've had bat walks, botany walks, all things like that anyone can join in, provided they know about it. And the best thing to get to know about it, apparently, is to go on rotherham.gov, unless we notify the schools and the schools can notify you.
What type of walks are they that you've just mentioned?
Type of?
Walks that you've just mentioned. What's the difference?
There's a bat walk.
There's
you get machines where you listen to bats round the woods, edge of the woods.
We have a Halloween walk where we get dressed up and hide in the woods and try and frighten you as you're walking around.
The children look for
you have to look
clues.
for cues, and everybody gets a prize when you get back to the pavilion. Again, refreshments are provided and free of charge, so it's a nice day.
Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. That's 29th of October, the Tuesday while you're off school.
We also have a circus skills day where we have a professional circus performer come and show you how to do various tricks, and that's usually enjoyable. He brings all sorts of different equipment, and there's probably half a dozen children at a time can use each set of equipment. So nobody stood around waiting for something to happen. The numbers are limited so that you're not stood around doing nothing. We've also had grass sledging. That's very enjoyable. That's where you sit on a sledge in effect with wheels, and you go down the hill, hopefully not to fall off until you get to the bottom.
Can I ask if any of you four had any leaflets of any description about the sports week in Valley Park?
No.
Can't remember.
No.
Well, unfortunately, that's what happened. And we've put shrub beds in, hundreds and hundreds of daffodils with certain children from different schools.
We had one for Mega Active, but I think that was one of the ones. I don't know if we had another one.
That was the same thing. Yes. But not a lot of detail in that Mega Active, unfortunately.
I think
You've
Bobby's got a...
Bobby.
Bobby, yes.
Do the families like the active and enjoy the activities?
Yes, we try and encourage families. I mean, obviously, we like the children to come along because they are the future. But we encourage as much as possible families to come and join in. Everyone is welcome, and as I say, all that we do is at no cost. So if mum and dad's a bit hard up, anything that we're doing is free.
They are asked for parents to be with most of the children when they go on the haunted walk, because that haunted walk takes you round the heritage trail through the woods, and there'll be different clues on the floor, on the trees, and you'll get a questionnaire piece of paper, and then you answer them as you're going round and find them.
and as I said, we get dressed up and try and frighten you as you
we get masks on,
bobbing out from behind trees and things like that. It's all good fun. Well, we think so.
Why do you do this work? Do you get paid?
We don't get paid.
No,
We
we
do it as a voluntary group.
No.
We've been doing it since, as I said, 2004. The reason being, if people's got an interest in their own environment and where they live and things like that, then you just hope that people do these sort of things. Unfortunately, what's been put in that park in the last few years, the council cannot get what you might call funding for it. So it's up to a group like us to approach certain people for funding, Heritage Lottery, Wren and one or two more, to get the funding to be able to put these new things in the park, which we've done up at past.
What
So
can we
what-
do as a school to help?
Well, you could attend.
Yes,
You know,
That's
you
the
could.
main
I mean, the simplest thing you could do is simply turn up to the events,
Yeah.
because it's rather disappointing when we've gone to the trouble of raising funds and giving our time for free, and standing there in front of a table full of cups, saucers and biscuits and things, to find that only half a dozen people turn up. As I say, it is rather disappointing. So the easiest thing you can do is to turn up.
that's why we're here this morning, because in our eyes, most people from East Henningthorpe, and apparently East Henningthorpe's one of the most deprived areas in England, and that's why we get funding to try and make it better for East Henningthorpe area. And that's why we're here today, because we were disappointed that people from East Henningthorpe didn't turn up to the sports. Whether they turn up to the other things or not, I don't know. But let's hope that we see quite a few of you turn up for the Haunted Walk. And as we're bringing leaflets round as well for the brass band concert. So if you don't turn up, at least you can encourage your parents to come. So is there anything else you want to ask us? You've got to end at list as far as that goes.
Have you got any questions, Charlie?
No. Thank you for coming to High Greave and wish you good luck for the future.
Thank you very
Thank you very much.
for the invitation.
Yes, we've enjoyed
it. It's nice to see 4 very polite children.
And we hope that you've learnt a lot from us, and that it's encouraging, and that you'll turn up at some of these events.
We'd like you to, talk to your friends and your parents, and encourage them to come and join us. I mean, we're all of an age where we won't be able to go on for much longer. I'm 75, Colin's coming up to 80, and the rest of the committee are of a similar age. So we could do with some younger blood joining the committee, and they would be made very welcome. And eventually we could pass over our mantles as vice chairman and chairman to the new younger members, which is what we want to do. So we would like to encourage you to go home and talk to your friends, and spread the news. That really is what we want, what we're here for.
I'll be leaving this for you. Now, this is the project that's on the way at the moment, and it's called Wild Britain. And that's exactly what it is. Our park has been entered out of the Rotherham Borough, hopefully to get funding to do what's on here. That's put wildflowers in, a bandstand type of thing where people can put shows on and act and things like that.
Have any of you noticed the roads which have had these flower borders, wild flower borders? Anybody notice those as they've been travelling around? Well, that's the kind of thing, the wildflower planting, is what's going to happen in Henningthorpe Park, Valley Park. We hope, in not all over, but certain areas are going to be wildflower seeded, and the pavilion's going to be decorated in greenery by growing plants up it. Towards the bottom of the park, where it comes onto Valley Road, there's going to be an arena of sorts built, an open air stadium. If we get the funding, we don't know whether it's going to happen, but these are the plans. And at that open air stadium, there'll be. High Greave School could put on a concert there during the summer.
That's what it's all about, anyway.
We just want to involve you and your parents.
Well, we'd like to thank all the children for inviting us down here, and the headmaster. We've certainly enjoyed it.
We have indeed, and the children have been very polite and some very pertinent questions. Let's hope that the little interview results in more attendees from the school and the surroundings into Valley Park, and you'll be made extremely welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Anyway, thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.